I just heard another version now from Diane. She was talking about this Lewis Oil thing, and she mentioned in passing how much you're enjoying all this power that was suddenly dropped in your lap and how you love to flaunt it to rattle the Chamberlains. Now, she wasn't saying this to put you down, but it made me a little suspicious about how unselfish your interest in Amanda really is. Not only do you have her clout here at Spaulding, you also have personal clout. You're about the only one that she'll listen to. That makes me a little nervous.
I have no idea why Diane would say anything like that. As for my clout with Amanda, the truth is I haven't seen her or talked to her in days.
Whatever. I'm anxious to find out what's really behind this Springfield investment company you were so hot to set up in Amanda's name. Keeping my wife secure and getting her back on an even keel emotionally are my top priorities, whether you believe it or not. And don't come out with any more of these cracks about how I'm just stalling the divorce so I can get my hands on Amanda's money, because nothing could be further from the truth.
Ben, I know that. And I want to apologize to you for any insinuations I may have made in the past. I realize that you love Amanda, and the only thing you want is a second chance to try and make this marriage work. And I hope that Amanda sees that too, and that she'll give you this chance you're asking for.
You know, I could almost believe you mean that.
Well, Ben, I do mean it. You see, I know something now that I didn't know before. As being with the one you love is the most important thing in this world. Everything else is a poor second.
Well, I'll still be watching until I can settle the question of which guy is the real Ross Merler.
To talk to you, Nola. I wish you'd realize that and just go away.
Okay. Why don't you just listen then? I don't want to start a big argument. I just want to tell you what I told Kelly the other day. For as long as I work in this hospital, I would rather not have people giving me funny looks and asking why we aren't close anymore. And wondering why you and Kelly and Hillary and Trudy don't even say hello to me anymore.
Well, maybe if you would start telling the truth, people wouldn't start asking you so many questions.
But the only one that I really care about is Floyd.
I don't buy that. Not for a minute. It's another one of your lies, Nola. If you really cared about Floyd, you would never have led him on and then just dropped him at the last possible minute.
I had my reasons for doing that. Morgan, I really care about Floyd in spite of what you think, and I could not stand by and let him do something that was going to ruin his life.
You know, maybe there's a little bit of truth in that, because there's no doubt in my mind that you would have ruined his life.
You know, there's something different about you. I don't know, it seems to be a change or something. I don't know, maybe you've grown up a little bit.
You're right. It's because I'm loved, and I'm in love with a wonderful person. Someone you almost destroyed. I certainly won't pretend for your sake. I certainly won't pretend to be friendly so that you can avoid some embarrassing questions. You have every reason to be embarrassed.
Sorry I wasted my time.
Nola, wait a minute. There's something else that I want to say before you go, all right? Do you know that I have been frightened of you? And it's only because I had never known that somebody could be capable of lying and scheming as much as you did. I'm not afraid of you anymore because facing you like this, I see exactly how pitiful you are, and I'll never be afraid of you again.
I'm so happy for you, Morgan. Are you finished now?
Yes, I'm finished. I hope I never have to talk to you again. Trudy, excuse me. Let's get out of here, all right? Sure, Morgan.
Well, I'm happy you're not afraid of me anymore, Morgan. Just make you easier to deal with when the time comes.
Tony, why are you still here? I thought you were going to, excuse me, Trish Lewis, this is Tony Reardon.
How do you do, Tony? Trish?
Fine, how are you?
Fine.
Yeah, I was on my way home, but, well, I realized I wasn't going to be seeing Floyd tonight, so I stopped by his office and said hi, and then I went looking for Nola. You know, her boss doesn't even know where she is?
Welcome to Cedars. We usually pick up on vibrations on her. Fourth floor, Miss Parker? Yes, I'll send her right in. Mm-hmm. Dr. McIntyre's ready to see you.
Great, thanks.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Tony.
Nice to meet you, too. Trish Lewis, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So who's Trish Lewis?
H.B. Lewis's daughter. Heard of Lewis Oil? That's him. She's also going into partnership with Vanessa Chamberlain. I think you met her earlier.
Yes, I did. Well, that's not bad. 2 heiresses in one day, and I never even saw one up close before.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all the heiresses I know.
You know, I can see where Nola gets all her big ideas.
Oh, no. Don't you dare blame the people around Cedars for Nola's big ideas. She came equipped with those the minute she walked off that elevator.
Hello, Katie.
Hello, Mr. Spaulding.
Hi.
I'm looking for Bert. Do you know where I might find her?
I saw her about 20 minutes ago. She was heading for 5.
Oh, fine. I'll have a look there.
Okay. How is little Alan Michael Spaulding doing?
Well, he was screaming his lungs out when I passed the nursery just now.
Oh, good. It sounds healthy to me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you later. And now you're going to tell me that that's the Alan Spaulding, right?
Mm-hmm. So that's 2 heiresses and 1 world-famous tycoon.
I wish I knew what to say to him. I can't stand the thought of him leaving for prep school feeling like this. You know, when Elizabeth first decided to give us custody of Phillip, and Alan miraculously gave up his fight to keep him, I thought this was the most wonderful thing that had ever happened to us.
It was, and it still is.
Yes, it has been wonderful for us. What about Phillip? I think he only feels more misplaced and more threatened on all sides. Oh, I know it's foolish. But so many things have been going through my mind since Phillip was here. All I can think of was, what if Phillip found out the truth now, feeling the way he does? It would destroy his trust in everyone and everything he's learned to rely on. Oh, I know it could never happen. I mean, aside from us, only Mike, Ross, Elizabeth know that we're his real parents. And I must admit, it's true. It bothered me for a long time that Ross knew, but that was because his values sometimes seemed to be so jumbled. But now that he's met Carrie and I've seen such a change in him, I guess my worries in that direction should be over, shouldn't they?
I wasn't going to tell you this today, but someone else has stumbled onto the truth about Phillip. Diane Ballard.
And now, the award-winning Guiding Light. This portion is presented by Mild Ivory Liquid. It helps hands stay young-looking. And by Dash, the detergent that rinses dirt and suds out of your wash.
Justin, are you sure Diane knows? Did she tell you that?
No, Ross did.
What? How on earth could she possibly find out?
I don't know. But Ross didn't tell her, if that's what you're thinking. Apparently, Diane is holding something over Ross's head that has him really panicked. She wants Ross to prevent Alan from leaving a third of his estate to Phillip. If he fails to do that, Diane's threatened to come out with all the details and circumstances of Phillip's birth, thus proving he has no legal claim.
She'd do it, too. Of all the people in the world to find out, Diane is the worst. She is a selfish, scheming woman who's never had an honest feeling for anyone in her life. Oh, with the possible exception of Alan.
Well, look, we have to think this through very calmly and find out a way to stop her.
Well, I wondered where you'd rushed off to. You know, the others are taking their break over coffee in the conference room. It's all very civilized.
Yes, well, I needed this. Besides, my feelings towards you are not particularly civilized at the moment. Diane, you promised me time. Why in hell did you make that comment to Ben?
What I said to Ben is nothing compared to what I could have said. I just wanted to give you a little sneak preview
of what Ben's reaction would be if he ever found out that you've been using Amanda's money behind her back.
Was that supposed to be news to me? I do not need you to refresh my memory.
Oh, I think everyone can use a little prodding every now and then. Just wish I could prod you into composing yourself. You were so nervous at the beginning of that meeting, you made several very foolish mistakes, which the Chamberlains were only too happy to pounce on for the benefit of the Lewises.
Do you have any idea what it is like to sit across from you at that table knowing that you are perfectly willing to destroy my life? Unless, of course, I turn over these stocks to you, which would permit me to get charged with embezzlement, mismanagement, fraud, God knows what else.
Don't talk law to me, Ross. I'm really not interested. Just get your act together before the Lewises realize that you're thinking about things other than Lewis oil.
All I was thinking about while I sat there looking at you was how easy it would be to simply...
You'd better stop thinking in that vein, Ross. I've already written everything down. And if anything should happen to me, copies will go out to Ben, Mike Bauer, and the Springfield police. You're smart, Ross. Very smart. Just not as smart as I am. I'll see you in the conference room. Try to be in better form.
Hey, Tony.
Say, I thought you left a long time ago. Yeah, well, I was gonna, but I thought I'd try to talk to Nola again since the first time was such a bust, you know.
Look, Tony, I think the best thing that we can do is just leave Nola alone and let her decide what she thinks she needs to do.
Lloyd, Nola's problem is she's always had free reign. It's about time somebody clipped her wings and brought her back down to earth.
Well, that's not what Nola thinks. She thinks that by being the youngest in the family, that she was left there to help B while the rest of you kids all moved out.
I know, whole family of ogres in Little St. Nola, right?
Well, I just don't know what she's going to do once the baby's born. I mean, she's got to be confused about her future right now, and that's something that she's never been.
Don't worry about her, Floyd. She's got something figured out.
I think she would have said something to me. She's always been honest with me.
Floyd, Nola's a liar from the word go. She's never been honest with anybody. Now, look, I don't want to put any kind of worry trip on you, but you remember she run off to have an abortion after she told Mom and me she wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guarantee you she's got something up her sleeve this time, too. But I'm one step ahead of her. You know, she's staying over at Gracie Middleton's now, right? Well, I asked Gracie out tonight, and I'm going to keep doing that so I can keep track of what's going down with Nola.
I don't know. There's a doctor here, Dr. McIntyre, and she probably knows more about what goes on inside Nola's head than any of us.
Yeah, but how am I going to get her to tell me that? I mean, short of busting into her files like...
Come on.
You know, the real crime that Norris Creek committed is what he did to Katie. And look, he's got her hiding over there like she's afraid to have anybody see how good-looking she is.
Yeah. I was going to ask her to do something with me tonight. You know, maybe she'll talk a little.
That's a good idea. I'm glad to see you stepping out, too.
Mm.
Listen, I'll let you know what Gracie tells me, okay?
All right, Tony.
Later.
See you later. Say, Katie, Tony was just paying you a lot of compliments just now.
Mm.